Sustainability Committee meeting to order, Wednesday, May the 17th. Any declarations of conflict of interest?
Nope.
Okay. Can I have approval of the agenda? Moved by
Sure.
Trevor, second by Bob.
Yep.
Okay. Can I have approval of the minutes of April the 19th, 2023? Moved by Trevor, second by Bob.
Yes.
Okay. Any business arising from the minutes?
Nope.
Seeing none, we'll move to reports. I think that's probably Ramona. Hello, Ramona.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Hi there, everybody.
Thank you. Charlottetown Transit Service expansion. Great to see that. I see we started some of the programs already in April, some of the new routes. Who's speaking on that? Do you want to, or? Okay, Jessica?
Yep.
Take that away.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The news in this report shouldn't be really news to a lot of people. It's been discussed at council that the province is investing $475,000 to the capital area transit system. And of that, Charlottetown will see $395,000. So that's in addition to our normal annual subsidy that we get from the province. So this report is to update you on what that means for public transit in Charlottetown and what we'll see with that additional funding support. So already started as of April 1st is the addition of Route 23, which is 6 days a week. And that is connecting the eastern perimeter of Charlottetown, Sherwood, and Hillsborough Park with the downtown. The other service is a Saturday service for Route 23, an additional frequency on Route 1. We were getting a lot of feedback on Route 1 that the buses were too full.
Yeah.
And they couldn't pick up all the passengers. So we're adding additional frequency along that main artery, University Avenue. And then the third piece started in April was the weekday frequency on Route 1, 2, and 3.
Yes, okay.
And then starting on June 1st, we will be adding on-demand evening service for Route 2 and 3. So if you looked at the transit map, those are the buses that go in opposite direction, kind of around the outskirts of the city. And so that will happen Monday to Friday from 7 to 10:15 p.m. And the addition of a Sleepy Hollow loop onto an existing transit line 5 days a week, connecting people that live in those neighborhoods to the transit system.
Up the road and Royalty Road to Sleepy Hollow Road to Lower Walpeck Road.
And that's basically the summary.
Thank you, Jessica. And I do just want to put a plug in again, thanking Minister Myers and Minister Adigo for the funding to be able to allow us to do this expansion. And so thank you guys for the work put into it. I know we have been looking to do this expansion for quite a while, especially on the weekends. So nice to see the Saturday service for Route 23 and the additional frequency on Route 1. I was hearing the same thing. It's packed. So it's good to see. Any questions? Bobby, any questions? Okay. So we'll move on from that. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. The next agenda item, 23, Community Sustainability Microgrant Recipients. Katrina, you're up.
Thank you.
Yep.
So this report is to update you on the applicants selected to receive microgrants this year. So many of you will already be familiar with the program, but it is a fund that offers up to $2,500 to community groups and individuals that are planning initiatives that work towards the city's integrated community sustainability plan goals. So this year, applications were open from April 5th to May 3rd. I think it was a record year. We received 26 eligible applications and a number of ineligible applications. So we had a lot to go through as the selection
It was a
committee.
record year for
I
applications?
think so, or it would have tied. It was there was a couple years, a number of years back, but we had a few really low years the last couple of years, and this year was quite high. So anyways, we had a lot of decisions to make as the selection committee. So as you can see, the selection committee was internal, and it was formed of a pretty good cross-section from different departments. Many environment and sustainability staff, but also public works, parks and rec, tourism and events, and water and sewer. And so together we reviewed all of the applications and ended up awarding 11 microgrants worth a total of $24,002.50 to the projects listed there. So as you'll see, just shy of $15,000 is from the environment and sustainability budget. That's what we budget, $15,000 every year. And then $72,50 was covered through water and sewer utilities budget, which they usually kick in some. They kicked in a little extra this year. And then $16.20 from Parks and Recreation Go PEI fund. So I can run through the projects if you want me to, but the summaries are also included as an attachment.
No, that's good. Does water and sewer traditionally?
They usually put in $5,000 every year from, I think, the water conservation budget.
Good
And
stuff.
this year there was 3 projects that they felt would be beneficial to fund, so they put in a
Good
little
stuff.
extra.
No, it looks like some good projects.
Yeah.
So what's the next step, Katrina? Once they get their funding, they do their project, they report back.
Yeah. So we do it as a reimbursement. So we'll tell them they got it, we'll get them to sign the MOU, and then they go forward with the project. And then at the end, they report and we give them the funds.
Perfect. Any questions? Councillor McKinnon or Councillor Duran, any questions?
No, I'm good, thanks.
Great.
Okay. Thank you for that. Charlottetown Fiona Restoration Program. Simon, this is going to be interesting.
I'll try and make it interesting.
Attaboy.
So, well, not too interesting, but I'm going to provide a high-level overview of the report that's submitted. We have a number of programs that we're launching imminently or already starting to get going. So these programs represent partnerships between the city, our watershed group partners, Ellens Creek and Wrights Creek, and Tree Canada, as well as working with homeowners, institutions, and community partners. So it's a really community-based programming initiative. So first program I'm going to talk about is the Fiona Relief Program, and this is a program where we're going to be providing private homeowners with a climate-resilient, large, good-quality tree to help restore the urban forest canopy following Hurricane Fiona. So this program will supply those trees to 95 households. It is based, it's being partly funded by Tree Canada. They're providing money for the actual trees. We're providing the some of the human power with myself and equipment. The city will deliver and plant the trees. The residents will be responsible for digging the hole in a mutually agreed location. Residents will be required to pay a $20 fee to secure the tree. Eligibility requirements suggest that it's a Charlottetown resident that owns the home, and that there's sufficient room for that tree. Priority will be given to individuals that say they have financial barriers that might prevent them from purchasing a tree themselves, and for priority areas that we've established based on low street tree density or areas that have lost a lot of trees over the last little while.
So, Simon, if I could just ask, excellent program. I really like that, especially these trees are 10 feet tall, 7 to 10 feet tall, roughly?
Yeah, at least. Some of them will be taller than that. Having seen some of them already, they are quite tall.
Perfect. I'm just wondering, when we talked about the financial barriers, would you possibly run into that? We also have a program that you can call in and ask for a tree you put on your property, correct?
We have a program that is run by Morgan for a street tree program that people can ask for those. These trees will be actually on the private property. So once they're planted, they will become part of that person's on that person's private property.
Yeah, But I mean, if there's people that are looking for a tree, and don't fit into this category, or the 95 trees are gone, they can still get a tree if they call in, get a street tree.
Potentially, if there's room on the street. I will say as well that it is likely we'll be able to run a full version of this program as well. So once we've run through the trees that we have available in the spring, we will hopefully be able to repeat the program in the fall for the fall planting season.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay.
Okay, I shall continue. So the next area of programming that we're looking at is forest and riparian area restoration programming. This is where we'll be engaging in restoration of natural assets across the city. The focus will be on city-owned natural areas, riparian areas, and existing forests, and expanding forested areas. So city staff will be planning these activities, and the watershed group's seasonal staff will assist with some of the fieldwork component, as well as some community engagement side of things.
Simon, do we have an idea roughly how many trees we'd be talking about for that program? That's just in the riparian area where we lost a lot of the trees due to the wind from Fiona, correct?
That's correct. We have lost an enormous amount of trees from Fiona. I would say it's hard to lock down. Tree supply is a very difficult issue right now, I think, across the board. Everyone across the Maritimes is looking for trees to plant post Fiona. So I don't know a specific number for that tree, because it will be partly based on our ability to get the supply. Overall, we're looking at planting more than 2,000 trees, but that'll be spread out across all of the programs.
Right.
So there's a old arborist saying of plant the right tree in the right place, and I think we're trying to kind of do that. So we'll fit the trees to their people and the places, and we will try our best to make sure that their supply matches the locations we're looking at.
Perfect, perfect. That's great, Simon. Thanks.
And what else? Okay, so institutional natural areas. So these are places where we will be working with partners such as schools, for example, to plant some trees on some of the school grounds. We have a plan to work with the Charlottetown Rural. Sorry, I'm picking up the wrong piece of paper. Charlottetown Rural at the moment. We're working with them and McPhail's on a project that they are working on. We're also working with Wrights Creek on the enhanced buffer zone that they have an agreement with the Provincial Housing Corp as well. So working with them on that side of things as well. And we will be looking at other partners as well as we get going. So the plan is to work with institutional partners, so people like schools, for example, and Wrights Creek has a enhanced buffer zone area that they have an agreement with their PI Housing Corp for on the southern side of the creek, sort of above Westcombe Crescent kind of area, and so we'll be working with them on that area as well. And last but by no means least, just to flag the fact that we are actually providing some financial support for Ellens Creek Watershed Group to increase their capacity. We've given them a grant of $30,000 so that they can increase their capacity for supporting these programs and other initiatives to recover from post-Fiona. So this is a great initiative that I think we both benefit from. We're bringing a lot of expertise to their partnership, and they're able to work in a way that utilizes their partners and their community support as well. Ellens Creek is the recipient of the money, but they are working with Wrights Creek as well. It's just that Ellens Creek have infrastructure set up for supporting staff that already exists. We hope that this will be a kind of the start of a partnership that we'll be able to continue in the future.
Perfect. The 30,000, that will go to also purchase more trees, I assume, would it, Simon?
No, that's we have other funds for purchasing trees from a combination of the Tree Canada grant that we've been given and the money that we have from the city.
So what's it mean when it says to increase their capacity to support Fiona restoration?
People mostly,
Oh, it's for help
seasonal
planting.
staff.
Okay. And that will also go toward, planting trees and so on to restore the damage that was done.
Exactly.
Perfect, okay. No, listen, that's great news. It's nice to see things are starting to move. We got transit up and going, we got the tree plan in place. Is there any questions? Councillor McKinnon or Councillor Duran, any questions?
No, I'm good for that. Thank you.
All good, okay. Transit capital purchase, Ramona, big spender.
That's me, big spender.
How
How's
are you?
everyone? Good. You can hear me okay?
Great, yeah.
Okay, great. So today I'm just presenting on, we had 4 applications to the ISIP program to support our transit fleet electrification project. And so we're talking about 2 of those today. So at this point, that funding has been approved and we're ready to move forward with the spending of that funding. We've acquired, T3 has acquired on our behalf 2 used diesel buses, and then we've identified 4 additional diesel buses from Mississauga Bus that would fulfill our used diesel components of the project. So that's our application 1. And what we've presented here in the report would put us at the top of that budget, but within the budget that has been provided through the funding application. And then we've also identified application 2, which was about the refurbishment of the existing fleet. So those Calgary buses we bought back in 2015, 2016 are in need of some major repairs. So this would cover the cost of that. So what we're looking to have from committee today is consent and approval to move forward with purchasing 2 of those buses from T3 Transit, as well as raising a PO to purchase 4 buses from Mississauga Bus, and to approve the spending of $300,000 of the refurbishment money with T3 Transit as well. We did use single sourcing in this scenario. I learned through this ISIP process, I learned the difference between single sourcing and sole sourcing. Sole sourcing is when you just go out to one company that you like to work with and you want to just continue working with them. And sometimes that's a legitimate way to spend public funds. And single sourcing is when there really isn't multiple options available, so you need to move forward with one vendor. So we will be moving ahead with single sourcing in these 3 purchases because the used diesel market is very unpredictable and it's very difficult to compare units to units because sometimes there's only one vendor may have units available, no one else may have. So we use sort of a combination of like reaching out to multiple potential vendors and then doing in-person condition assessments on the vehicles to determine which would be the best suited for our transit fleet. So if there's any questions, I can take them on the process. It's kind of a lot of information, so happy to clarify if there's anything here that needs clarification.
Thanks, Ramona. Trevor, you got any questions? No. You good? Bobby, you good? You got any questions?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Ramona, just for me, just for clarity. So the first one here, the 4 Novas, those are diesel buses, right? These are all diesel, I guess.
These are all diesel. All
Yeah.
6 are diesel buses, yeah.
So the first 4 for 431. I guess I'm trying to figure what's the difference between the first 4 and the other 2 for 125 each. The first ones are 93 and the other ones are 125.
So the ones, the Mississauga Bus didn't have as many components complete on them. We will need to do some refurbishment of the Mississauga Bus using those refurbishment funds to get them to the same level as the ones previously purchased from City View Bus. They were purchased by T3 Transit, but from City View.
Okay, so that's the 93,700. Then the other ones for 125, they don't need to be refurbished. They're ready to go.
Yeah, they were refurbished on site by City View for us. Like, we'll need to do some decaling when they arrive, they are here. But we'll need to do some decaling, but they were in a condition that didn't require further refurbishment.
Okay, okay. And the last 345,000, the 6 refurbished.
That is
This-
our second application to ISIP. We were able to get funds from ISIP to do an additional refurbishment budget for updating the existing fleet.
Is that the ones that we have now?
It's the ones that we have now. There will be a little bit put into a couple of the Mississauga buses as well, or the Mississauga buses, but
Yes, okay.
it's intended for existing fleet and wherever we need refurbishment. The ISIP public transit stream does include a fairly healthy refurbishment budget, and we do actually get a higher level of contribution from the federal government for refurbishment work.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you, Ramona. Any questions, Trevor? No. Bob, any questions?
No, I'm good.
Okay, can I just have a motion, or can I just have, I'm just going to move that on to council? Can I have a mover and a second?
Councillor Bernard, if I could just make one point.
Yeah,
So I just want to note that there's one question kind of waiting to be answered from the infrastructure secretariat. So I would just note that we would want to move ahead with this contingent on their final approval of that one point. So I basically won't raise any POs, or I won't request any POs to be raised until we have that final confirmation from them.
right, but we might as well get council approval to move ahead.
Yes,
Based on-
absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, do I have a mover? Moved by Trevor McKinnon. Bob, you seconded?
Sure.
Okay, thank you. We're going to move her in a seconder. All in favor? Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ramona. Anybody else have any questions? Anything they want to bring up? All good? I have a motion to adjourn. Moved by Trevor, second by Councilor Drawn.
Sure. Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem.